Hello my friends, welcome back to Melanie Smith Stamps. Today we have the clubs for June 2025. Thank you for stopping by and seeing me for the big reveal. I am doing things a little bit differently tonight. I'm going to show you the clubs real quick and then we're actually going to do a little making. I wanted to share a bunch with you, but I'm leaving town and I thought I would put the card making in this video. It might be a little longer of a video, but I hope you will enjoy. I do have one other video that I'll be playing on the 6th, so you might want to come back for that. It is a really cool card, and it has a lot of elements of mixing and matching your clubs. So come back and check that out on the 6th. That is when new subscribers can join. If you're a current subscriber, you can make all of your changes from right now, when the website goes live, until the 4th. And then on the 5th, anything current that is a current subscription of yours will bill automatically. So any changes you want to make before then, go ahead and do all your switcheroos, and then you will be set to go. So for the Deluxe Kaboodle members this month, this is your freebie. Anybody that is a Deluxe Kaboodle member gets all 10 of the club kits and a free prize. So this is your freebie for the month, and Deluxe Kaboodle members save quite a bit on the 10 collections, or yeah, kits. So I believe it's like a 30 or 40% discount, and you get everything that I'm going to show you here. So here is the small die of the month. It's called Shipmates, and it is the walrus that has been running around the internet as the sneak peek. Now, I do have a sample of this one, so I can show it to you real quick. This is a sample I have already made of our little walrus friend. Now, he does have a little seagull as well that can be added, as well as a pipe, if you want him to have a pipe. But everything else I have used here in his little outfit and everything. And all of the paper I'm using in the clubs this month is from 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop, which is a new affiliate of mine. So I'll have that down below as well. So this is the BetterPress in the background here that I actually stamped with Lisa Horton's metallic ink. And then the Ahoy Matey is from the Stamp and Die of the month. So that is our small die of the month, and they could not be cuter. You will see the small seagull in my video on the 6th. So the small die of the month. The large die of the month you are going to be seeing in many of my cards. I'm going to be doing 3 separate scenes with this, so watch for that here in just a little bit. So this is an amazing set. Look at this. There is so much going on here. You have got water, you have rocks, you have a house, you have mountains, and you cannot see here really, but there are 2 mountains. And I'm going to be breaking that up into a mountain scene. Then you have the lighthouse, and you can do it with just the lighthouse itself or have the house connected. Plus you have the clouds. I mean, it's just amazing. I just love this type of die set because you have so many opportunities to make different types of scenes. You can bring stencils in. You can bring background embossing folders in. You could just do so much. And if you're a dedicated club member, last year, we had this one, Summertime Vacay, which had an island and a sun and other clouds and water. This will be in one of mine. And then, hello, Whale in the Bottle. You can definitely do something like that. I am not, well, I don't know yet. But this is not planned right now. But you're going to see makers use this in their videos. So if you have this, it also goes with this month's clubs really well. And Spellbinders also told us they are ordering it in. So if you did not get to catch that, they did order it in extra so that people that missed out do have it available. So I'll make sure to link that below as well. So this is Sailor's Light and its large die of the month. This is the stitching die of the month. In this one, you have a large seagull. You have the captain's wheel, which is the stitching. You also have a wave that is stitching. Now this wave is not connected down here, and that way you can add layers. You'll see that in my video on the 6th. I do this part for you to show you. And then it has all the little additions, like you can make him a striped shirt. He has a captain's hat right here. You have ahoy as a sentiment, the anchor, which I used on my walrus. So you have a lot of great options. Now here you do not have to put the stitching elements in. You can just use this as a wave die. You can use this just as the wheel die. Just take these inserts out if you don't want the stitching holes. Easy peasy. All of a sudden it's not a stitching die. So if you love this, if you love the look of it and you don't want to stitch it, just leave the holes out. No problem. Or leave them in and don't stitch them. I see a lot of people do that as well. So that is your stitching, and it is called, well, I have it cut off. No. Let me see. It is called Ahoy, matey. This is your stamp and die of the month, and it's Anchors Away. Thanks for lighting the way. Ahoy. Many thanks from this salty sailor. Anchors Away to an amazing birthday. Ahoy, matey, which is the one I used on my card. Seize the day and make it amazing. Thinking of you from the edge of the world. You're my calm in my stormy seas. Hello. From where the cliffs meet the sea. From the high seas. From the crew. Just saying hello. You're the captain of your destiny. And party like a sea captain. Happy birthday. So you have a lot of... Oh, we have a little storm. You have a lot of sentiments that go along with all of these nautical themes, plus your die set. The wax seal of the month I have not received yet, but this is the wax seal. It says Seize the Day, and that is the name of it as well. So that is in the Kaboodle as well, and that's the wax seal of the month. This is the stencil of the month. Here you have two stencils, actually. You have a single stencil that is waves. Then you have a 3 layering stencil, which makes the ocean floor. So you have this here that can either be blue or sand, because it's got 3 layers. So you could actually do a couple layers of sand, and then the ocean, and then the bubbles from the ocean. That's how I'm going to do it anyways. And then you could do a lot of things, though. You could just use the bubbles, you know, and have it coming up in the ocean, under the ocean. Lots of different ideas with this one. I love that they give us options, because you get 2, you know, really good ideas for one price. Stencil of the month is called Rolling Tide. Now here is the BetterPress of the month, and it comes with 2 sentiments: sending a net full of thanks and casting a warm hello your way. This is the look, and we'll be using this on the 6th in our video. Love that. I love backgrounds. All the rest of these can be used as backgrounds. This is the Glimmer. This is a net, but I've seen it used also in the sky. And look at this with the little seagull on top. Isn't that cute with his little flags? And the sentiments say, cast a net full of wishes and happy birthday. So you do have a generic happy birthday, which is wonderful as well. But I just love that. And this is your foil for the month, as far as I know. You might receive something different, but this is opal, and it is beautiful. It is really pretty. This is the 3D embossing folder, and it is called Nautical Knots. So that is your 3D, and I went ahead and embossed it there. I was testing out the papers I received from 12 by 12 cardstock shop. This is the 80-pound paper. These are a textured paper, and it comes in 100 different colors. And this is what I was testing on both of these. I just purchased actually a pack, a variety pack, and I will be having a unboxing video of 12 by 12 cardstock shop, so you can see different things. But when you emboss it, you can still see the texture of the paper back here. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it didn't rip or anything, which I thought was great for an 80-pound. But this one here too, the 2D you still see all the texture of the paper. So I thought that was really, really neat. So I love that. Both of them turned out really well. This is the 2D here, and it is called Mariner's Weave. And that's a great all-around background for any season, any occasion. You could even use that for Christmas. You could use it for birthday. I mean, anything. And I love that it's a flat, smooth embossing folder so that you can use it for any type of background. You can, glue dies on it easily. I like that. So that is your whole Deluxe Kaboodle. Now let's jump into some making. Okay, well, I've got a stencil here. This is the Uncharted water stencil, and we are going to use just 3 of the stencils. This is the second stencil I'm using here, and I'm lining up the top right corner with an A2 panel. I'm going to use it unconventionally, and we're going to create a scene. I'm actually creating 3 scenes today using the large die of the month. We're going to use it one way just by itself, and that'll be the second card. And we're using it 2 ways in 2 different ways, like using other products as well. So this is the third stencil I'm using here. And I'm lining up again the top right-hand corner and down along the left or the right-hand side as well, making sure that's lined up. The first color I used there was a pale gray. I'm trying to think of what it was. I'm looking here. I want to say it wasn't Rocky Shore. It'll come to me. So this one here is the lighter one. So this is the, I thought I had the inks here in front of me. This is Sea Breeze. Sea Breeze. I'm going to use the lighter one up top and a darker one at the bottom for the water. So this is Sea Breeze, and I'm not going too strong here. I'm going like haphazardly. So I'm meaning to leave those little white gaps in there because this is the sky. And even though the stencil is leaving some of the white spaces already for white puffy clouds, I'm leaving some just mysterious kind of white areas in there as well, just to add a little bit of something, something. So, the sky's never just, completely blue, So that's what I'm doing. Now, it's a little splotchy in the center. I'm not worried about that. It's going to be all covered up with the scene. So I'm not going to fight with it. So now I've got a straight center line there, which is also going to be covered up with the scene. I'm just looking at placement there, right there when I was looking down below. But we're going to add a couple of birds up here in the sky. These are probably seagulls, but they could also be eagles. It just depends on where you're at in the world. So I was kind of thinking Alaska a little bit here when I was doing this, but it could be wherever in the world you want it to be. Remember, this is your story on your card. And for me, because we're making a mountainous scene in this card, it made me think of Alaska. In this card, we're not putting a lighthouse. We're making mountains, rocks, and we actually run into a little problem at the end of this card, but it all turns out because I show you how to fix it. It was human error, and it happens. It happens to all of us, and when it happens, we just figure out how to fix it, right? So these are some sets I'm bringing in here. These rocks here are from this set right here. It's the Guiding Light. That's where the stencil's from that collection as well as that one. And I will have all of these listed down below for your convenience so that you can find them if you're interested in them. A lot of you might already have them, especially if you're nautical fans like I am. I love creating scenes. They are just my jam. So anytime I'm able to create a scene, I do it. And I love using things like stencils and these little nature type items and using them differently, not necessarily exactly the way they came, but mixing and matching. And the large die of the month this month is perfect for this because it gives us so many different things that can go with other things. So if you like creating scenes and being creative like this, it's definitely a must-have die set. I love these little mountains. I just think they're adorable. And right now I'm just kind of figuring out my layout because I want to know where to place that bottom stencil. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it so I know where to lay that down. So we're going to use the darker blue now. This is the Tide blue, and I want this to be super dark. So I'm going to go over it and over it and over it and make it as dark as this ink can make it. So you'll see me just really work it, and that's the beauty of this sticky mat that I have. I've got the 9x13 Altenews sticky mat underneath, and it's holding everything in place, and I really get a nice dark coverage, which is what I was after. Now I'm going to go back to the lighter color, and I'm going to bring it in and go over the rest of the water. Now it has a little bit of the dark mixed in there, which is giving us a medium color. I did wipe off a lot of it, but it still has a little bit, which is okay because this is a lighter water. So it can be mixed, it doesn't matter. And it's going to look just beautiful. But this is actually the color we used for the sky, and that's okay. I used a lighter hand in the sky, and I'm using a little different in the water so that it looks completely different. But if you go lighter, you get the sky color. So this is the Sea Breeze, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous color. So there is our background for right now. I will have to do a little touch up as we're building the actual scene. So now we need to build our little pieces here. Now this wave, I got to add the little crashing part on it, the little foam. And I just pulled the packaging over that has a picture of it there. That packaging is actually for the rocks, but in the little sample there below the lighthouse, it shows a finished card, and it just gives me a ballpark idea of where these are going. I'm lining up that right top ridge and the top left ridge of that piece, and it lines up right there perfectly. And then on the little piece, which I just grabbed with my reverse tweezers, it lines up right there along that top little part that sticks up. And I just wipe that off on my hand a little bit so I don't have lots of squeezing out glue, because I am using a very, very textured specialty card from 12x12 Cardstock Shop, which is a new affiliate of mine. I'm loving their little specialty papers. If you like your Paper Insider, who I also work with, and sometimes you can't find some of their specialty papers, you can also check out 12x12 Cardstock Shop, because they have similar papers. They're not the same, but similar papers that are 12x12, but have like the glitters and the all different types of specialty paper. But they also have all of your cardstock. So your Basil and your Encore and all of those are there in the store. So definitely something to think about if you're ever looking for something specific, because they carry it all. So that was my way of lining that up. And I'm just going to layer this across now. So you see how I tilted that one on the right, that rock on the right? I did that to make it work. That's what I mean by using things differently to make it work for your scene. And I had to fill that in right there because it was going to show. And I'm just using a smaller blender brush to just blend out some of those lines so it doesn't, you can't tell that I actually went in there a second time and inked that up. And you're not going to be able to notice it by the time I get this all built in there, because that ink is going to dry back a little bit. And you won't even notice that I did that little bit of blend in right there. I'm being really gentle, and I'm just blending it in and making sure it does not show. And once it dries back, you can't even tell. So I'm going to place this one temporarily right there, and then we're going to pull that one in, and I'm going to double check it one more time. Make sure I've got everything where I want it. I see there's a little bit of area that might show right there, so I'm going to go ahead and just brush that a little bit. It doesn't end up showing eventually, but just in case it does, I went ahead and just touched it a little bit, and that's already glued down, so I'm just going to put some back there behind the top because I'm happy with it. I could have gotten it off if I needed to, but I'm glad I didn't have to. So now I'm going to just place the rocks and get that. Now these are running off the side of the paper, and that's okay. I'll trim them off at the end. I'm not worried about that because I'm going to trim the right side and the top as well when I'm done. And then we're going to put our crash and wave, which I love. I love mixing these sets. You wouldn't even imagine this. This is what, 1, 2, 3, 3 die sets plus a stencil set. I mean, how fun is that, mixing and matching, you know? Check it out. That glitter isn't quite dry there yet. I just love that. Love, 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 love. Now, I go ahead and trim it, okay? And this is where my boo-boo happens here right after I trim it. I trim it, the trimming goes really good. And then I decide to do a little something else, and I'm like, why did I do that? But I come up with a fix. There's always a way to fix it. It's a little thing right there at the top left, and I should have left it alone right there, but I didn't. I didn't brush off the gray to make it lighter, and look at what I did. Ah! Oh my goodness, I put dark, dark gray on that corner up there. It does not go. I had to figure a plan B. So we are going to figure our plan B together. So just wait for it. I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to share it with you. First I tried this, and I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't sure. That would have worked. And I wasn't sure. I don't know if it reached the top all the way, or I don't know what my reasoning was for not doing that. I really wanted it to come out. I tried the dark blue. It didn't work either. So then I switched to this one, Plan B. So I thought, okay, these are more of the shape of the mountains. So I thought, okay, let's die cut this one. So I'm risking it here though, because those rocks on the right hand side are pretty darn thick. So I didn't know what was going to happen, but we're going to run this through the die cut machine. And it did kind of smush my mountains a little bit, but not enough to really notice. Now I've got to wash this stencil because I'm going to use the birds again and add a little bit more birds to our scene. So I just had to wash that real quick so I could do this and not mess it up. I was not going to risk getting that blue. Now that I'm fixing this, getting that blue on the actual card. So I'm going to put a couple more of these birds up here between the mountains because I chopped off 2 of the birds. So they're only partial birds over there. So I went ahead and did that, and check this out. It's getting better, isn't it? Now we have a couple more things I decided to do to even jazz it up more. We are going to add us a little house in the mountains. What do y'all think about that? I think it's just perfect to add to this little scene just to give it a little extra. This little house is part of the large die of the month as well. The large die of the month actually comes with this house. It comes with a lighthouse. The lighthouse has a house also that you can attach to the lighthouse if you want to, which you'll see here later in the video. We're going to make 2 lighthouses in this video, one with the house and one without the house. So you'll get to see those here momentarily when we finish this. And then I also have a really cool stencil of the month coming up. So you do not want to go away. You want to stay for the rest of this video. We're making 4 cards today, guys. 4 cards. So I hope you're going to stick it out with me because I think you're going to love it today, the cards I've made. I'm really, really excited about them. So I'm just attaching the rest of these little tiny pieces. And when you have the double or the reverse tweezers, these pieces are a lot easier to put together. So make sure you have a pair of reverse tweezers in your stash. And the glue press is also amazing if you don't have one of those. So there we go. Now there's only one other thing I'm going to do. We're going to add some rocks. These little tiny rocks are precious. And I only die cut out the tiny ones. There are other sizes. I believe at least a large size in the large die of the month as well. That large die of the month, I'm telling you, it's the set that keeps on giving. We're not even using half of it here, guys. But we're going to put these little tiny rocks on our seashore as well. Isn't that going to be precious? Oh my goodness. Does this not look like Alaska? This is my Alaska card. So this is in memory of Alaska. So I'll have to tag Nancy in this one because Nancy Stamps and Tracy Schultz went to Alaska with Randy and I. So there we go. There's card number 1. All right, now we're on card number 2. We're using the 2D embossing folder as our background. Now this card is completely made out of the large die of the month. I'm not using any outside products. This is all made with clubs. And so it's just the large die of the month for the actual scene itself. And then I have a sentiment from the Stamp and Die, and I have the 2D embossing folder. I've not added any other products to this. So if you have the large die of the month, you can create this scene. I wanted to add one of these in there because I know not everybody gets the Kaboodle. And you might just want to create something with the large die all by itself. And I do not mind you copying my cards. I actually find it a compliment when you take my designs and use them and create with them. It gives you, if it gives you inspiration, I do not mind you doing it. So enjoy the process and craft with me. That's the whole point. Craft along with me or use it as inspiration and change it up. Come share it in my group. It's called Craft Life Together with Spellbinders and More. I add the more on the name of the group so that you can come along and share any of your makes in there. It is not just a Spellbinders group, guys. So make sure you join us over on Facebook and share all your makes. If you make something similar to one that I have created, I'd love to see it. I love to know that I'm inspiring you. If you make, see a tutorial somewhere else online and you want to share something you've created, or if you create something completely on your own, I want to see all of it. That's the point of the group, is so that I can share crafting with you and you can share it back with me. Because you get to see what I'm making, but in the group, I get to see what you're making, and that way we can craft life together. So look at this cute little ocean. Is this little ocean adorable? Now I've used some of the specialty glitter card. I believe it's called Luxe Glitter Card from 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop. And I used that behind it, and then I used the pattern Encore paper on top. I also used that for the other cardstocks in this set, or in this, well, in all of the cards actually. So here is the lighthouse with the little house. Now this lighthouse is based after St. Augustine. St. Augustine has a lot of red in with the black. Now St. Augustine does have a diagonal twirl in the pattern, but it has a red top, and its little house at the bottom has a red roof. Randy and I have climbed to the top of it. We love lighthouses, and we go to them whenever we are traveling, if we can, possibly. So we have been to St. Augustine in Florida. And so this one I dedicate to St. Augustine. I wanted to give it a red top, but I forgot to die cut an extra one so I could give it a red top as well. But at least it has the red towards the top and the red roof on the little house. Now I pulled this off so I could give it some 3 dimension. I wanted it to be a little more raised than the house. So I added some 1mm foam tape here to the back so it was just raised a little bit. I just want it to be in front of the house. So we're going to just put it right here, and that's perfect like that. Now, aren't these clouds cool? These clouds are so neat. Now, all those little pieces at the top came out of the clouds, but I love these clouds. Now, they were a little big for my card here because I have a scene that's coming up. So I'm going to use 2 halves of the clouds on my card. But first we're going to put the light on the lighthouse. And later at the end of the video, my last card, I don't actually show you making the 5th card, but I will show it at the end of the video. And I actually don't put a light on that one because a lot of times when you go in the daytime, the lights aren't even on. So remember, you don't have to put the light on your lighthouse. But in all of these other ones that I make in the video today, I do have the light on the lighthouse. So these clouds, I'm going to put partially on coming in on either side because I want to leave room for my sentiment. And I love this sentiment. It says, "Thanks for lighting the way." And I just think that's such a cute sentiment for this lighthouse. I had so much fun making these scenes, these little stories, you know. That's why I love scenes, is because I love telling stories with my cards. So this is little St. Augustine, and she's shining her little light, and I can just hear my grandson singing, "This little light of mine." He's 2 years old and he loves that. So, but I'm going to pop up this sentiment so it is the same height as the lighthouse. And then we'll trim those clouds and this card will be completed. There we go. Let me just trim these babies off. And there's card number 2. Isn't it adorable? All right, let's go to card number 3. Now this one, we're using one of the stencils. We're going to use one of the stencils in this card and one of the stencils in the next card, because the stencil this month has 2 different types of stencils in it. So this stencil is a single stencil. It's a one and done. So we're going to use this for our ocean at the bottom of our card. We're creating another scene, and this scene is going to have a different set in it as well, besides the large die. So I'm bringing in something else from my stash, and a lot of you will probably have it. Some of you might not, but I'll make sure if it's available, which I'm pretty sure they are, that it will be linked down below just in case you want to grab it. These also will most likely be on sale. If not now, they will be soon probably. So if you want to just keep an eye out for them, they're older sets. And, you know, Spellbinders does their sales pretty regularly. So just keep checking the links below and you'll probably find them on sale. So isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, I love that. So that was Tide Blue, which I'm using for the darker. I do that throughout the video pretty much, except for the last card. The last card I use a different color. So here's Sea Breeze. And Sea Breeze, I'm going to do complete clouds on my own. I'm going to go kind of at a zigzag here, and I'm going to create these clouds. Now I'm taking this off the sticky mat. I like to really ink blend right on my glass mat. Now the glass mat I have is from LDRS Creative. I have the really pretty floral one. If you haven't seen it, or if you're in the market of a glass mat and you want to get a really nice magnetic glass mat, it comes with a ruler, it comes with your magnets. It's a really nice one, and it has a gorgeous floral outline or frame to it. You can't see it in my video, but it is gorgeous. I do have that 15% coupon code, which makes it a steal. So if that's something that you're after, you can check it out at ldrscreative.com. It comes in the complete set. So I am creating this little zigzag pattern here, and when I kind of do, our little clouds appear. So I'm just kind of going in and out, and at the bottom here, I'm also going over with the lighter ink over our ocean, which gives it a two-tone blend, which I thought was really pretty. You could leave it white if you wanted, but I just thought it would be kind of neat to have it two colors in the ocean. So I thought it made it look really cohesive with the sky, and I love the way it turns out. And I love that, that the clouds look real up in the sky. And remember, we're going to have a scene here too, so if your clouds aren't perfect, it doesn't matter, because by the time your scene is there, they're going to look like clouds, Clouds never look the same. So create your own. You don't need to stencil all the time. You can just make your own. Just leave some white space when you're inking. So here's our little island. And this is from one of the older sets. It's actually from last year's June Club Kit, 2024. So this was, I think the large die of the month, I think. It's the one that had the chairs and the, I showed it during the reveal video. Or I showed it, I'm sorry. I showed it during the beginning of the video. And I forgot this was the reveal video. Duh. So I'm not used to putting cards in my reveal video, guys. So I am making this lighthouse now. And this lighthouse is just black and white, because this lighthouse is Bodie Island. Bodie Island is in North Carolina, and it's just a black and white stripe lighthouse. It is very simple. And when my kids and I were little, we went on a little trip to visit a crafty friend, and we had a little extra money and a little extra time when we were on our way home, and the kids and I actually went camping on the beach in a tent at Bodie Island. So this lighthouse is in memory of that time. So it's for Nicolette and Michael, my two oldest. Well, Zachary was a baby, but all three of us camped one night on the beach where Bodie Island is. Bodie's actually inland, but it's inland just a little bit. But the beach right there is where we camped. And it was really cool. A little scary for a mom on her own with 3 kids, but it was really cool. Michael was a Boy Scout, so he took care of everything. We just had to sleep and listen to the ocean. It was really awesome. But it was really early in our marriage, and we had a lot of fun, the kids and I. Talk about exploration. So we're going to hook Mr. Bodie down here. And that's why he's all black and white, though, because Bodie Island is black and white. And we're going to put him some little rocks down here on the beach. And I was going to put 2 lights on him, but I decided to just put the 1 light on him. I didn't know if I wanted the other light to go off the page, so I decided to just do the 1. And then we will get a little sentiment out of my little pile of sentiments there. I made a whole bunch of them. And we will put a sentiment on this guy. Gotta pick one out. Oh, goodness. This one will be perfect, I think. Let's see. I want to get, is it the black one? Yeah, the first one was blue. This one's black. So there we go. Thinking of you from the edge of the world. I hope you like that one. On to the next one. Okay, now this 4th one. This is pretty cool. This one is really cool, actually. This is the other stencil. Now, this is a 3-piece stencil. And my view of this stencil is it's the floor of the beach. Okay, so you could use it for just bubbles, but in my view, this is how I see it. Now, of course, other people may look at it differently. We're all different, right? But I'm creating it as this is the beach. So I'm going to go lightest first and then a dark row. Because when I walk down to the beach, the sand I walk on first is lighter, and then the sand that's wet is darker. So that's my design thought process here. And then the bubbles at the top, I'm also going to go light, medium, and dark. And the bubbles to me are the shore riding up, the actual water rushing up to the beach. So that is what kind of like the foam, that comes up. So that's what I'm envisioning while I'm creating this. And then we're going to add a friend at the end, and he's going to be walking on the beach. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we go to Myrtle Beach once a year, and Myrtle Beach always has little friends down on the beach. So that's what made me think of this. And we love Myrtle Beach because my mama and I bought a timeshare in Myrtle Beach together, and that's where we go every year. So it always makes us think of her when we go back. So, okay, so that was sea glass and the lightest of the browns, sand dunes. Perfect names for these colors, don't you think? Oh my gosh, I love this. I love those two colors together. They are just so pretty. I think I just need like a bedroom of those two colors. They're just so dreamy. So now we're going to go up a color, ocean waves and rocky shore. So rocky shore we've used already earlier, I believe. I know I'm using it on the 6th in my video. So make sure you come back on the 6th because I have got a really cool video for you guys on the 6th. It is really, really in-depth. And we're doing a whole bunch of elements in it. So we're doing some stitching, we're doing a shaker, we're doing some BetterPress. I mean, we are doing really cool things. So make sure you come back on the 6th. So we're going to close that one up, and then we're going to do our ocean waves at the top. Check out these bubbles when you do the darker color. Oh my goodness. I love these bubbles. They are so, so, so cool. Whoop. Fire trucks, fire trucks. Might cross the street. If you hear that, I'm sorry. But someone out there is needing help. So we have fire trucks. Fire trucks and ambulances. Hopefully somebody is okay. Alright, so there is that gorgeous, gorgeous color. So now I have a little adjustment to make. Gosh, isn't that pretty? Down here, there's a little tiny white space between those two where the stencil was just not enough. It just wasn't pushed together perfectly. So I'm just going to go over it a little bit with the dark first, and then I'm going to move back to the first stencil and do a little bit of the light color as well. And it totally dries back and looks fine afterwards. So, these colors blend seamlessly because they're part of the same ink family. So you can always fix your mistakes, and that's what I'm showing you here. It's super easy to just come in. I'm just going to move this a little bit where it's over the brown right there. See it, the dark brown is showing the rocky shore. And I'm just going to go over it with the sand dune and just kind of blend all that in. And it's fine. See all that? It's all fixed. And that'll all dry back. So now let's do the last stencil. Just lining it up. And the stencil is so unusual because the A2 piece of cardstock just fits right down into it. And that border goes all the way around so it sticks on your sticky mat beautifully. So on this one, we're going to do Dusk, which is the next color in this color family. And this is such a gorgeous color. This is just so deep, and this is like the ocean color, you know, where you get deep in the ocean. And it's just really, really nice. I should have put some fish up there. But we end up putting our sentiment up there, so we didn't need any fish, but it would have been cute. I have other sets that have fish in them. You guys, you might even have that set that has the turtle and the fish, and I mean, that I have sets like that also that we could totally pull into these. So I was looking at it because I was trying to decide what to do next. I decided to go with the lightest blue here, and that is the beginning of the water. So, because we have a lot of foam there between the two. But I had to check to make sure my friend was going to fit here, and it does. Because I want him standing on the beach. So that was perfect. So I'm getting the lightest color now again. Got to clean that dusk off, that dark, dark blue. And then I can use the same blender brush for the lightest. And I'm just going to come in here and just do one layer of light. And then our background will be finished. Easy peasy. So there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Now let's check the reveal. I just love that. What do you guys think? If you have made it this far, put the word bubbles down in the comments section. Tell me if you like the bubbles. Capitalize it so I know you have gotten this far. And thank you from me to you that you're watching this far into the video. Did you know that watching the video till the very end helps people's channels? It does. It helps the channel thrive because YouTube knows that you're vested in the person. And the more people watch, the more people YouTube shows videos to. So thank you. I want to say thank you for watching the video this far. It really means a lot to me, and I hope that I'm giving you content enough, the content that is worth watching this far. I try my best to give you as many ideas as I can come up with. I do apologize for that camera. That camera is like not liking the end of this video. You can tell it's the end of the night, and the camera is like, I am tired. But it has done its job tonight, guys, because we have had a party in the craft room, and we have made some cool cards with this club kit. So I hope you guys are going to come back on the 6th and party some more with me, because we're making a very cool card on the 6th as well. We're going to do everything on the 6th, man. So look at him. I put his little arm is 2-dimensional, or 3-dimensional, I mean. I popped it up. Now, this little neckerchief is made out of that super cool glitter card. I'll make sure to have the names of them in there. I'll have the 12 by 12 cardstock shops link, my affiliate link, and then I'll name the types of the lines of paper that I use so you can check them out. And then I put his sailor's hat, has that glitter in it too. And then I'm just going to put some glue at the top of his feet and then lay him on top of it and pick them up. That's how I like to attach feet. So there he is. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Oh my goodness, he was such a great end of my evening. I just loved making this guy. The stencil has to be my favorite. I love it. It is just so innovative and cute. So, so, so cute. Oh my goodness. I hope you like this. And I hope you enjoy the whole process of this video. It has been so much fun bringing this to you. Now we're just going to attach the anchor right here. And then we're going to attach the sentiment. There we go. And this is going to wrap up card number 4. Bubbles! Okay, guys, that was a marathon of crafting, and boy, was that fun. I hope you have had fun today. These are my cards. Now, I have one more, like I said, on the 6th that I will be doing a regular video for, so I hope you will come back for that. Now, I would love to hear which one of these is your favorite. Now, this one here I did not make on screen. This was just a clean and simple that I made, and I cropped this down from one of the sentiments and just used the thanks out of one of the stamp and die sentiments just to make it simple. I wanted a red, white, and blue, just something just simple and masculine that I could give a friend to say thanks. So that's what that one is there. And like I said, this one I had done before the video. So this is Mr. Walrus in his little shiny outfit. And then these other 4 we made today in the video. So let me know down below in the comments, if you made it this far, which one of these is your favorite. And also I would love your feedback on how the video went. Did you enjoy the video? I have a big announcement for next month. I have a card kit of the month coming, and I'm really excited about bringing that to you. So I hope you'll enjoy this style of video because I would like to continue doing it in the future. So give me some feedback. Let me know what you think because I have that kit club coming to surprise you guys with next month. And I want to be able to have time to bring it to you. So I am going to run now, but I hope to see you on the 6th. And I will leave all the links of everything that I have used in this video down below for your convenience, because I know I mix and matched a lot here. Most likely you have a lot of this in your stash already, but I did make a bunch of these just from the kits as well. This one is just from the kits. This one is just from the kits. And this one is just from the kits. And so is this one. So I tried to do both. I tried to mix and match and do one straight from the kits just for you. So have an amazing day, my friends, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.